Hi there folks, my name's NovaWrap24 and welcome to the NovaWrap, your one-stop summation from all the simulation release news and goings on from the week that was. Alrighty, so here we are, Sunday 23rd of October 2016, and here for another recap. Now we're going to get started straight into it this week with a release for the FSX and ESP and P3D world from Golden Age Simulations. Now, these guys are a pretty quirky little developer who really love picking up aircraft from the golden age of the so-called golden age of flying back in the 20s and 30s, and this latest release from them is no exception. So this is the Curtiss-Wright CW1 Junior. So this is a high-wing monoplane with a pusher radial engine, essentially designed and marketed. The real one was marketed as to be built to sell for the price of an automobile in the medium price class, and these aircraft would sell for $1,490 US dollars when they were initially produced. So very affordable, with over 200 being sold in the first few months of their existence. However, sadly, due to political and a couple of notable public accidents, they lost their name and the production was closed barely a year in, so it was a bit of a sad. But either way, this quirky little aircraft with its fixed tail wheel undercarriage is now available for Simulation Sky's pleasure. Like a lot of Golden Age simulations, it is quite well designed, and as I said, they really do pride themselves on their aim for their realism when it comes, or as close to realistic as they can, for the quirkiness of the way the aircraft flies. And as a no-frills design that was easy to learn but hard to master, they claim that they do have it right. And as I said, I like Golden Age because they do quirky stuff. One thing that I've always about the only issue I've always ever had with Golden Age is that their multiplayer compatibility can be a bit of an issue because their detailing of their models are usually so beautiful and so well done that they make them somewhat packet heavy in a multiplayer environment. But either way, they are always very easy on the eye and very interesting, and very interesting topic aircraft that they have. So this one is done with 5 high-resolution 2048 texture sets as we include in this one, high-fidelity sound files, precision and accurately modeled flight dynamics, and comes available in 2 configurations for the 3D models, a solo or a tandem variant with your pilot and a passenger. So available now for FSX Boxed, Steam Edition, and Prepared 3D in all its forms. Available now from your favourite flight sim retailer. And continuing on in the flight simulation world this week, we saw a really cool piece of scenery get released for free. So the guys over at FSDG that brought us such amazing airports as Ayers Rock in Australia, one of my personal favourites of their collection, have released a brand new piece of freeware. So they've released the Cape Verde Islands. So it's a series of islands off the coast of West Africa. Now, what they've done is they've given you two of the main islands from the Cape Verde chain, Fogo and Brava, complete with all of their airports, custom order gen, beautifully, highly detailed satellite imagery for this one, custom terrain mesh, and actual eruptions on the active volcanoes. So it's there. Everything is there for you. It is looking absolutely spectacular. Look, I for one will definitely always swear by the high quality of FSDG team's work. I really will. They do amazing quality stuff that's also very easy on frame rates and still looking absolutely stunning. This is so cool that they're releasing this as freeware. My guess is that this is probably going to be a precursor to them releasing the rest of the islands, the rest of some of the other main islands in the chain as payware. So this is probably going to be to whet our appetites. But in the meantime, I am happy to have my appetite wet with this because it does look absolutely amazing. Available now from the FSDG website. The link will be down in the description down below. And for the beautiful price of free. We always love free stuff. So yes, go down and grab that and enjoy flying around some of these beautiful islands today. Alrighty, moving away from the flight simulation world this week and moving on to other simulation things. This time we go on to the asphalt. So we're going to head over to Automobilista. So Automobilista was the racing driving game that was released a few months ago from a Brazilian team. So it's been long in the works, and it had a couple of overhauls in its history. We've covered it briefly on the NovaWrap here before. So they've come out with their latest piece of DLC for their title. So this is the Brit Pack. So this one gives us 3 additional classic British tracks. So we've got Brands Hatch, Cadwell Park, and Alton Park, and we also get a whole slew of new cars as well. So we get 3 from the Caterham's stable. So their Academy Series, Superlight Series, and the 620R. We've got the MCR Sports 2000. We've got the F Trainer in both its novice and advanced version, and the Ultima GTR in both the road version and the racing version. So these cars have all been produced and are all officially licensed from their manufacturers as well. So relying on a lot of real world data is coming through here, and a lot of actual real life testing from these to bring these into the simulation world. And all the tracks as well are including officially licensed and extensively researched. And apparently they've even gone to the depth point of actually doing laser scans of the actual tracks to be able to put this in here into our sim. That's cool. That's really cool. I still think that Automobilista does somewhat lack a little in the graphics side of things when compared to some of the other racing sims that are out there at the moment. But seriously, these guys are here to stay and are definitely pushing themselves to be more of a player in the racing sim world. So yes, if you are an Automobilista fan, this is available now for you. Available now from Steam or your favorite online retailer. Alrighty, continuing on with terrestrial add-ons this time, so moving into the world of the permanent way, so on to Train Simulator 2017. So Train Simulator saw 2 new releases this week. So we saw 2 releases this week, both locomotives, but 2 different ones as well, which was kind of interesting. So we saw the release of the DBBR 112.1. Now, what's interesting is that they've relabeled this one as formed part of their Pro range. So apparently they sort of started splitting up some of the their DLC a little while ago. Excuse me. And the Pro range is like more their high-end ones. So it's designed for, sort of like, you actually want a complex, so think of it, they're trying to sort of separate these out and make these more like the something that you hear get thrown around a lot in flight simulations, sort of like study sims and stuff like that. So that's what they're trying to make this one. So it's actually going through a lot more interface with this one, so that none of the simplified controls are there for this one, so this is a lot more detail. Essentially, this particular train is one from built in the 1980s after the with the reunification of Germany. Of the two Germanys into a single Germany again. So during the fact that it was sort of relegated because of the fact that a lot of the high-speed routes were needing to be done, and it was just this particular one was going to be a bit too slow for this one. But if it came across, it still soldiered on well into the late 90s and into the 2000s as well, I believe, in some of them, just on some of the smaller routes, because it was very, very efficient because of the electrified the use of electrified means of propulsion in the wake of the 1973 oil crisis, where a lot of these locomotives were actually brought over into that and away from sort of fossil fuel burning. So yes, very, very interesting. It's interesting the way it's done. So this one comes with the train. It comes with the train itself. It comes with some cargo, rolling stock as well, and beyond that as well, it comes with 3 career scenarios for the Hamburg-Lübeck railway route, which is sold separately. So yes, just FYI, you do need to have that one, certainly, if you do want to be able to have the career scenarios. Otherwise, it is still fully compatible with Steam Workshop and scenarios and and free drive compatible and quick drive compatible as well. But yes, just a word of warning, folks. This one is going to get you a lot more study, so you're actually going to need to learn the way the systems work, because it is done in a lot more depth by the developer Virtual Railroads. So yes, very interesting history, very in-depth looking simulation for this one. So probably not for me, but there you go. But it is available now. So that is available now for Train Simulator fans. Are available now on Steam. The second release from the World Train Simulation is pretty much the polar opposite of this, actually. So this is for the TS Marketplace. Now, this is the OBB or 1189 Crocodile locomotive. Now, the TS Marketplace range has up until this point essentially just been the way of releasing some extra scenario packs to sort of tie in with already released content, or releasing livery packs, or more small updates and cosmetic updates, and nothing really big. This, however, is a full locomotive. However, it doesn't come with the things that normally come with the locomotives for Train Simulator from Dovetail Games. Is the fact that there's no scenarios included with this. There's no scenarios especially made for it. There's no anything specific for this. This is just a train. This is just a train for you. A very weird, cool-looking train that was designed to work through Austria and around Innsbruck and Salzburg and handle all the steep gradients there. But yeah, it doesn't come with any of the traditional scenarios that we've come to expect to see when we see locomotives in the train simulator world. So it is still fully compatible with QuickDrive and with any user-created Steam Workshop scenarios, and of course for your own enjoyment. But yeah, it doesn't have any scenarios included with it, and it has a reduced cost to replicate that. Still looks pretty cool. I think it actually looks kind of weird and kind of cute. I kind of like it. But yes, so you get 2 liveries included. And otherwise it's a faithful recreation of this odd-looking locomotive that served during the 1920s and 30s before the final ones were retired in the 1950s. So there you go. So they were all done. Well, there you go. They're available now on Steam for $11 or your regional equivalent. Alrighty, in other release news, still staying on the terrestrial side of things. So we saw a release of Cities Skylines. So Cities Skylines is a title that I do enjoy playing, and they've had some quirky DLC released for this one, and this one's kind of continuing that theme a little bit. So this is Stadium's the European Club Pack. So you get this pack for $6 you get yourself 4 stadiums that you can add to your city and expand your city with, and these are all officially licensed for various European home teams. So you've got FC Barcelona, Chelsea Football Club, Juventus, and Paris Saint-Germain as well. All of those and their official stadiums. Now these are all officially licensed, so if you're wondering why you're paying $6 for 4 buildings, that's why, because it's all you're essentially paying for the licensing agreement. That's actually what you're paying for. But yeah, so you get these 4 new stadiums that you can put in there, complete with officially licensed logos and team colours as well. And these will have some interesting little impacts on your city with bringing in flocks of tourists in there, and then you'll be able to reap all the revenue from the ticket sales and from public transportation sales. So yeah, kind of cool. Yeah, probably not going to be for me. But yeah, no, if you are a football fan and you do want to have the experience of that in your sim, then this is probably going to be a pack that you're probably going to ignore the price on and going to pick up. So yeah, available now on Steam for your City Skylines enjoyment. Alright, continuing on and back onto the roads and the asphalt this time. So we saw another piece of DLC released for Construction Simulator 2015. So this was the Liebherr HTM 1204ZA. Oh wow, that's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? So basically, that's a concrete mixer. It's a giant concrete mixer. But you, as well as that, you also do get the MAN TGX Euro 6 tractor and a couple of different trailers as well. So you do get a couple of things with this one. So you got 2 new vehicles to add to your fleet, as well as some new high-rise buildings and missions to be able to expand with that one as well, which is kind of cool. These are all officially licensed and available now for your construction simulation pleasure. Looking kind of cool. And again, one of the things that I do like about Construction Simulator is that they really capitalize on, and I say this every time that they bring in, I pop something in here about these guys, but you know, I do like the fact that they deal with cross-platform multiplayer really well. And not only do they do that really well, they also handle if people have add-ons and stuff like that really well by basically going, it doesn't matter if your co-constructors don't have the add-on, that's fine. They'll still see you the way they're supposed to see you. They just can't drive your vehicle. Like, seriously, why do other simulation titles not take a leaf out of these guys' book? Hint, hint to those who are planning on releasing new titles soon. Anyway, so yes, available now on Steam for $2. Seriously, it's a dollar a vehicle. That's kind of cool. Anyway, available now on Steam for your construction simulation pleasure. Alrighty, and rounding out the simulation release news this week, so we saw the guys. Okay, guys from PlayWay, PlayWay, yeah, PlayWay. Okay, so PlayWay are a publishing house. They bring a whole heap of developers through that, and they do a lot of quirky, odd little simulation-esque titles. So my favorite one from sort of their stable is Car Mechanic Simulator. I love that title, I really do. Anyway, we saw 3 new releases from them this week. So from various different developers under the PlayWay brand. So we saw Demolish and Build Company 2017. Basically, you start and build. You become a boss of a demolition and building company, so you can destroy stuff, build stuff. You can do things with various machines. You've got cranes, loaders, excavators, road rollers, dump trucks, wrecking balls, all sorts of cool stuff. Probably a really good title for anger management issues. Possibly good for that because you get this destruction, you get the satisfaction of destroying lots and lots of stuff, and getting having virtual funds and fun for it. But yeah, that's what it is. Looking pretty cool. Interesting, different. Yeah. But yeah, kind of cool. Yeah, so that's the first one, looking kind of cool. Second one, Ships 2017. Now this one contrasts a fair bit, looks a little tacky. Basically, this one you get put in charge of 3 different types of ships, and you've got a range of missions that you get to do. You get a cargo ship, and you've got to sort of sail a cargo ship through treacherous voyages and defend off pirate attacks. You've got a construction vessel, so you've got to go out and retrieve things, and you've got to build towers, and you've got to bring ships in for for repairs and stuff like that. And you've got semi-submersible transport vessels, those things that take other ships on their backs, kind of thing. So you've got to go rescue stranded ships, or apparently going to bring in parts of a space shuttle. Seriously, these guys love space shuttles. Like, they do. They love space shuttles. PlayWay developers love space shuttles. Anyway, so yes, available now. Look, I'm not gonna lie. This one's looking, not as cool looking as Demolition is. Yeah, not gonna lie. But anyway, funny enough, I have got a copy of this, so there will be a review video of this coming out in the next few days, so keep an eye out for that. But otherwise, if you do want to take a risk in the meantime, $15 or your original equivalent with a 20% discount off for the first launch week. Alright, and the third release from PlayWay, the PlayWay stables this week, was Robot Squad Simulator 2017. So this one is 4 different robots. You got 2 ground robots, 1 underwater, and 1 flying drone as well. You get a range of 22 missions, I believe. 22 missions that you got. Various tasks from sort of blowing up from diffusing bombs to actually be able to plant your own explosives. You've got to do rescue. You've got to do industrial espionage. You've got all sorts of different things you got there through a whole heap of different terrain and scenery, and for things to challenge you and your abilities as well. Again, this one looking a little tacky. Not sure about this one. But we shall see how it pans out. But again, available now, $15, launch special for $12 for the first week. Available now on Steam. Alrighty, folks, that does now round up the simulation news, release news for this week. Thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget, as always, to like the video if you're enjoying these videos and want to see more. And if you want to, let all your other friends know about all the simulation news, don't forget that you can share this video and other people can see it, and you can spread the news of the simulation release news around. Otherwise, folks, you can always catch up with me on all the things I'm up to between videos by finding me on Facebook and on Twitter. Just search NovaWing24. Alright, folks, thanks very much for watching. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.